Reinette, can you tell us what developmental dyslexia is?
Surely that would be for people, children as well as adults, that are intelligent enough and had enough of a schooling to be able to read fluently, yet they cannot. And it would involve the inability to decipher sounds and be able to build that up into words. So it's an inability to decode phonics. So that's the fancy word for it. And it influences so many things in life, and it's not only limited to children, because a lot of learning, whether that be in school or at work, it basically involves you to be able to read a document, exam paper, an e-book, electronic file, whatever. So it has a huge impact on the ability to learn, the potential to develop fully. So it's important to recognize it and address it.
And tell me, what are some of the myths and misconceptions around developmental dyslexia?
Well, I would say the biggest would be that you're not smart, or in a school situation for children struggling to read, especially aloud in front of the class, is that they didn't do their homework, they didn't read their lesson enough times, or they didn't exercise their phonics enough. And the truth is, the way in which the brain actually reshuffles the phonics when you are developmentally dyslexic is it's very hard to read. You need to reshuffle every word in your brain, and it takes a lot of concentration and energy, but it's no reflection on intellect at all. And just as a reminder, the actor Tom Cruise is severely dyslexic. He cannot read and learn his scripts by reading. He listens to it, so whenever possible one can follow that option. But he is brilliant. So it's definitely not an indication of your intelligence or your potential of success in life.
And tell me, what are some of the strategies for people who suffer from developmental dyslexia?
Well, there are some good reading schools and I think programs out there. I do believe EduBlocks that I came to know offer some good services. So there are options that you can do, and also choosing books on topics that a child enjoys can assist. But the reality is that it is a difference also in the wiring of the brain in it's a neurodiverse condition. As such, one of the very nice options to look at and to consider using is Equizen. Equizen has got brilliant studies in the way in which it actually assists with reading, specifically when you are behind in reading ability, and specifically with developmental dyslexia. And there has even been studies done on how the eye actually responds to what you're reading that is applicable to dyslexic people as such. So the way in which the brain communicates with the eye in the ability to read is improved through the specific composition of what you find, the unique ratio of what you find in Equizen. It feeds not only the brain but also the eyes, and as such what they saw, and that is to me amazing, it remains something really excellent, is that in studies where they had a control group of children that took only oil that was not, I think it was like evening primrose oil, and they took the specific ratio of Equizen, they found that the children that were behind in reading ability tripled the ability to read. So they caught up 9 months in just 3 months of time of reading. And together with that, they also looked at their spelling ability, so their phonic decoding, exactly what we said is a problem, and that doubled up. So they caught up 6 months in 3 months' time, and specifically also improvement in concentration. So these kids were not ADHD per se selected, but quite a few of them were high in inability to concentrate well, so that also improved. And what is interesting, surely, is that they actually saw in research that there is a deficiency in the blood plasma of people with developmental dyslexia as well as ADHD. So it's a proven deficiency published in studies, and when you give them the specific high EPA omega-3 that we find exclusively in Equizen, there's improvement. So we are addressing a proven deficiency, and that is what makes it so amazing, assisting people to improve their reading ability specifically for developmental dyslexia.
That is incredible. Wow.